Welcome to the Parallel Legacies podcast, where I'm just one of four dudes, and I got three of my closest friends with me. I got Doc Brown.
Hey.
I got Mitch.
What's going on?
And I got S. Dot.
What's good?
What up, fellas? Y'all doing well today?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, man. So you know me, man. I ain't gonna have this lengthy intro. We finna get right to it, man. So, a conversation that we were having the other day, and I think is mad relevant. And we're talking about the friend zone. Does the friend zone actually exist? What y'all think? Don't nobody, y'all don't be scared now. Yeah, we in deep waters. Look,
hey, you know what, man? I'll lead it off, and I'll lead it off on this one. Does a friend zone exist? Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think there's a couple of reasons why, right? In experience with dealing with women, it's that need for attention, right? You know what I'm saying? That this person makes me feel wanted. This person makes me feel whatever. And then they have that other side where I actually want that person. And they're able to get that attention and that want, that need from different males. So those that come to correct, I guess, are the ones that they will tend to go towards, as opposed to those that make them feel a certain way. You know what I'm saying? They get trapped in that purgatory called the you know what I'm saying? That's just my little 2 cents on it, man. What you think, Doc?
I will say this, man. I think the friend zone does exist, and there's probably 97 other branches of this that this thing can go to. But the one thing I'll say is, I think the friend zone exists due to people actually. There's chemistry that has to be created if you're trying to build a relationship. So once you get to the point where, okay, me and this person can't be together, then there's a possibility that you can just become a friend, and that's all you will ever be. So I would take it from that angle, but I know there are some other angles that we're going to go into. But that angle is what I say a lot of people fall into, male or female. You can fall into that, hey, look, man, I like you as a friend, but it's not, we just ain't romantically together. We can't do that.
Mm-hmm. Mitch, what you got, fella? You know I'm gonna call you out. What you got, my dude?
So I'm gonna go along with the rest of the fellas, man. I do believe that it does exist. Unfortunately, for some people, because they are looking for that romantic potential between those people, but they, that person, female or male, they're not in that same headspace as you are. They have a tendency to keep you at bay, but they don't want to lose you, so they put you in that friend zone. Hey, don't get too close. I don't want you to go too far away, so I'm going to keep you right where I need you to be. And unfortunately, that's the friend zone. So yeah, it definitely exists. Absolutely.
So, y'all know how I feel about this friend zone, man. I do agree that it exists, but I think it's our fault as men that this friend zone exists, right? Because a lot of times, and I'm gonna call it how it is. So, we got to distinguish two things: the nice guy and a person that's just a good person, right? I think it's two totally different people, right? So a lot of times this quote unquote nice guy ends up in the friend zone because I think the whole nice guy facade is a con, right? Cats be trying to run game like chicks don't know that they having game ran on them. Like, I can't tell you not one female that I've ever dealt with in life that I didn't kind of, fast talked and ran a little bit of game on that didn't already know the game I was running on them. Like, and it's the truth. So that's also safe to say that these women understand that these dudes is just in the friend zone hoping to score later. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't stupid. So They go, all right, since you just want to be a friend, I'm gonna make sure you just a friend, and I'm gonna treat you exactly like a friend. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times dudes get mad, but bro, I feel like we do it to ourselves. Because if at any point a dude was like, you know what? Nah, I'm good on that friend zone, holla at your boy. Things would change drastically, especially if collectively we as men took the standpoint of, nah, we good on that friend zone. You good. You know, it's nice knowing you. You know, take care of yourself. I think that changes the game, because now you can't use me, like Sharod said. You can't use me for my attention, because my attention is reserved for the woman that I want to be with, exclusively. You know what I mean? While I will say that there are true friendships between male and females, I think the vast majority of them, are dudes just waiting, like, come on, man, I gotta get in there, man. Come on, 7. You know what I mean? Like, just hoping that this the night that dude messed up and he called and she called. Like, that's what I think of it, man. I think if for us to be mad about the friend zone, we the ones that perpetuate it. So, you know, we can't be mad at nobody but ourselves. What y'all think? I see Doc shaking his head. What you think, Doc?
I don't know, man. I mean, I look at this in so many, like I said, so many different ways, and I think it could go either way, man. I do believe some women genuinely want to be friends. I don't think it's about attention or things like that. That just might not be the person for them. And yeah, you might get that attention, but I don't know that it's perpetuated by one sex or the other. I don't know. I don't feel that. And this is just a personal feeling. I have no scientific knowledge of this. I'm just saying that I don't know, man. I honestly feel like that is probably something that as people, as an interactionary thing, that there are going to be some people that are just friend zoned automatically. And I just think it happens.
So you don't think there's no validity to a vast majority of women? I'm not saying all, but there's always anecdotal examples. But you don't think a lot of the women is just there for the attention, Doc?
Well, I think so. But are you saying then that women don't get friend zoned?
I'm saying that most, like, the vast majority of women do not get friend zoned, because they be like, all right, we ain't gonna be together. No, I'm good. I'm out. You know what I'm saying? And I've seen it. You know what I'm saying? I can't count on, like, I can't count how many females that I know that's been friend zoned. Maybe 1 or 2. But when it comes to dudes being friend zoned, like, hundreds. You know what I'm saying?
I would agree that the number is higher. But I think women do get friend zoned as well.
Okay.
Hey, man, I agree with Doc. I think women get friend zoned too, but I think women get friend zoned for a completely different reason than men do. I think men get friend zoned because in our head, you be like, I'm gonna stick around as long as I can to get what I want. And you know what I'm talking about. Women, on the other hand, if they genuinely like a dude and they be like, man, yo, that's the dude I want to be with, that's the dude I want to marry, I feel like they'll stick around until that dude say, hey, look, man, I'm in a relationship, leave me alone. Other than that, man, you know, women, I feel like women do. I just feel like it just compete, you know, 2 different sides of the spectrum. You know, men do it for a completely different reason than women. So, of course, the numbers are, you know, lower, you know, for women, but you know, I just feel
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
That's not what you got, fella.
Nothing. Nothing.
Man, you just gonna leave me out here on this island alone?
No, because it's like, man, you know, when I think of a female getting placed in the friend zone, man, I mean, you know, you talking about, man, an entertainer, an athlete. I mean, something that they legitimately gonna go after, you know, no matter what. I'm just gonna, you know what I mean? But on the flip side, man, I mean, we are very superficial. I mean, in that regard, right? In the single mindset is like, yo, I'm obviously, talking to this female because I'm attracted to her, and I ultimately want to get, what I'm saying, I want to get with her. But I don't know of a true female being in a friend zone. So to your point, man, I agree with you. But man, that one was hard, man. I think in the 98th percentile, man, it's dudes that because man, we will offer that attention. We will be that handyman. We will be that person you can call at all hours of the night, man. You know what I'm saying? Just to achieve a goal. We think, all right, man, we're being nice, right? To your point. But I think they're just feeding off that attention, man, that energy, man, that you're giving them.
For sure.
I really think, fellas, we need a female perspective on this, man. I mean,
so you saying we need to do part 2, Doc?
Yeah, man, because I really believe that there's a little bit of a different dynamic here when it comes to women, and
okay,
I believe that it's probably not much different than ours.
All right,
in the sense of the emotional tie we're talking about.
Right. Okay. So I guess we got homework for the next show. Then we all gonna have to bring whether it's your significant other or a friend or whoever. We got to bring them on for the next show. So we're gonna do Friend Zone Part 2, but we're gonna keep talking about Friend Zone for now because I'm finna go deep.
Bring it.
I mean, put the scuba gear on.
I think that I also believe that because women understand their power when it comes to relationships, right? They understand beyond a shadow of a doubt that a man is going to want to bed them, period. In most cases, there are anecdotal examples where, a dude is genuinely just a friend. But even in those cases, if she said, let's go, a lot of times, unless the dude is, with somebody and they got a heavy relationship together and whatever, in most cases, dude is going to go too. You know what I'm saying? But I do think that we need to make the distinction between the nice guy facade and then just being a good person. Because there are situations where, it's a female that I have no desire for, but because I'm a good person, I'm a good dude. If she needs some help, I'm gonna go help her out. All right, I'm glad I was there to help you out. But the dudes that I'm specifically talking about is a dude that's playing the nice guy, right? I'm gonna go over here and help you with this. I'm gonna go do that with the intention of me being in a position to be able to get the box when you're ready to give up the box. You know what I'm saying? And women aren't stupid. They know. They're like, all right, well, you want to come over here and hang this picture and hang this TV? Cool. And then the dude come over there, yeah, I'm gonna hang the TV. But then he be waiting around thinking he finna get some box, and then she be like, okay, well, I'm finna go out with such and such. And now the dude mad. I'm telling you, we the ones that control that whole friend zone narrative, because if we being real, and let's keep it 100, right? If we being real, even in those relationships, there are very few times where we'll talk to our female friend the same way we'll talk to one of our homeboys. You know what I mean? Like, we can talk about anything and everything and laugh and joke about it, but this female friend, we may not necessarily, have as candid of a conversation.
Well, I think that would depend on what that relationship is too, man. If you had a female friend that you grew up with, for instance, you've known her your whole life, I think you're going to have a different type of relationship with that person, because more than likely you're not wanting to date that person. You don't want nothing from them other than the friendship.
Right. Doc, I agree that there are those examples where it's a genuine friendship, but I would venture to say 85 to 90% of.
Oh, it's a big number.
It is. It is. I would say that 85 to 90% dudes are stuck in the friend zone and they hoping to get the box. That's what I that's what I just from what I've seen in the community. Like I would say 85 to 90% of dudes is just kind of, I'm gonna roll the dice. Come on, 7.
Yeah, I'll give you. It's probably a very disproportionate number between male and female. I would say that, but I think the number is probably a little bit higher than what we think, as far as women being friend zone.
Okay,
that's just my take. I think the number's higher.
This is nuts.
But let's be real though. Let's keep it a buck, right? We got to keep it a buck.
Got to.
In most cases, if I'm looking for advice for something, I'm gonna call y'all. Like,
no doubt.
Like my home girl, you know, she my homie, like my homie. You know, I'll call her. But if I was single and I put myself in a friend zone, I ain't calling her. I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. I'm gonna call my homeboys, man. And I'm telling you, man, it's the truth.
You know, initially during this conversation, man, I was kind of leaning one way, but now that I listen to exactly what's going on, I'm going to have to say that I'm being swayed to the other side of the fence. Because I will say, you know, it's something you said, E, at the beginning, when you was like, you know, a guy normally put on this different face and he becomes a nice guy, right? Because he wants to talk to this little female. So, you know, I'm just sitting back thinking, man, and I'm like, some of the dudes that I know are not good dudes become a different person when they meet a chick they want to talk to, right? So they go on and they put on this different face and they act a different way. And as soon as that chick says no, then she become all kinds of B words and all this other stuff because he just wanted that one thing. Now, if she had continued to, you know, have that conversation with him and continue to move forward, he still would have been that nice person until he got what he wanted. Yeah. So I mean, I kind of get, you know, where you're coming from. So, you know,
but is
I go back. You know, so I would say yes, it is, because think about it. Now, Doc, you know, I was with you in the beginning. Now, hold on, let's talk for a second.
Oh man.
So listen, so you know, like I go back to what we saying. You meet this female, you know, you become real nice or whatever, and you know she's going along with it, but she's still keeping you at arm's distance because you really ain't her type of dude. But you know she's going to keep you around, you know, just in case something goes left with the dude that she's really after. You're thinking like, oh man, I got a shot. I know I can still get it. You know, I know I can still get it. So you're going to continue to do those nice things. Like Eric said, hey, could you come over here and do this? Or could you come do that? And you'd be like, oh, they invite me to the crib, bro. I'm going over there. But when you get over there, she'd be like, all right, man, thank you. You know what I'm saying? And then the other dudes calling on the phone. She'd be like, hey, shut up. The dude's on the phone. You know what I mean? You'd be like, oh, you know what? I came over here for something different. I didn't really think you wanted me to come over here to hang this picture up. I thought hanging the picture up means something else. Nah, bro, that's all I really wanted you to do. But you feel like you still have a chance with her, so you're going to be like, all right, I'm going to see how far I can take it until she give me what I want. So to a certain extent, do men put themselves in that position to be in the friend zone? Yeah, because you could walk away because you know there's a high probability you're not going to get it anyway. But in the back of your head, you can't accept the fact that you can't get it. And you want to keep your status up and be like, nah, bro, it's going to happen. You know what I mean? So you put yourself there. So I get it, man. I kind of understand where Eric is coming from.
I completely understand where Eric is coming from. And I don't think Eric is wrong. What I'm saying is maybe we got a different definition of what the friend zone is. When I look at somebody being friend zone, right, you really don't have a chance at getting with this chick. You've been friend zone. You are a friend.
So here's my next question is, so if you knew for a fact, let's say you go out, you meet this girl at the club, right? And you be like, oh man, she's attractive. And you start, you know, hanging out with her or whatever. And she tells you, hey man, look, I ain't into you, bro, but we can be friends. You gonna stick around to be in a friend zone? But you really don't need nothing from her or have anything in common.
Let's use example X, patient 0. A person who is not on
I'm just saying you, I mean, not you in general. I just said you.
Man, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think there's two definitions to this friend zone thing. And what Eric is talking about is definitely 100% I can go with. As far as saying that if somebody's thinking that they have something to gain, they're going to stick around and do whatever that person is. But I don't really see that as being friend zoned either. Because at that point, if you're just doing it because you're trying to get with the chick, you in your mind, you're not friend zoned because you still feel like, hey man, I got a shot.
No.
But you know,
but that's the beauty of being in purgatory, known as friend zone.
Yeah,
because you don't know.
No, man.
You know it. You just don't want to. You don't want to accept the fact.
You don't accept.
You know it.
Okay.
You know it because number one, she's already talking to you about other dudes, and then y'all meet somewhere and you buy her drinks, but she leave with the next dude. You be like, oh man, what's going on? You know what you are. You know exactly. You choose to stay there.
Well, first off, I ain't buying no drinks.
I get it. Hold on. I know. Yo, just an example.
No. Well, yeah. I mean, the caveat off that one, but what I was getting at, right? I think the point ultimately, right, is people need to make their intentions known on both sides, right? If you upfront like, yo, this is what I want, right. You know what I'm saying? That's a yes or no.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that could go on both sides. If you have those that choose to lead you on to make you, think that you have the shot when you in all actuality, then I think there's a foul there. You know what I'm saying? If you just come straight out, be like, yo, this is what it is. This is what I want from you. No, I'm not hanging up no pictures. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, no, this is what I want from you. Then I think that alleviates that gray area, you know what I'm saying, or this whole friend zone, right? Air quote, conversation that we're having now.
But that never happens. I wouldn't say never. It rarely happens that you walk up to a chick with a note on there to be like, yo, I want to beat in your hand of the note and be like, what's up? In the process, yes, no, maybe. You know what I mean? Like, it don't go down like that. Dudes love to play around, stuff like that to try to get what they want. But the whole time, Eric said this a while ago, I try to be like, nah, that ain't true. The whole time she controls it. She can be like, you know what? I might, but not now. You know what I mean? Or I ain't really into this dude, but you know what? He does work at a bank, so I can use this dude to do other things. You know what I mean? Like, they ain't stupid, bro. They know exactly what they want. And then if you have no value to them, then, you're just another dude, just another guy. Like, yeah, matter of fact, they'll save your number in the phone as, stupid dude or whatever, whatever the case may be. Because you hold no value to it.
But what I will also say is that there are some situations where a woman will be like, well, I'm just not really feeling you like that right now, but we can be friends, right?
Right.
And there are situations where women are straight up like, look, I'm with my dude, we can be cool, but this the dude I'm with. And in a lot of those cases, the dude is like, I got game. I'm gonna wear her down. Blah blah blah. Yo, women ain't stupid. Like, honestly, if I'm being 100, right? I think I got the gift of gab. You know what I'm saying? When I was single, I could pull one or two. You know what I'm saying? But I would also venture to say that the even with me with the little bit of game I got somebody, so I did something right. But even with that, I would venture to say that the whole time she knew what was popping, and she was just waiting on me to be like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Hey, can we do XYZ? You know what I'm saying? And so by that same logic, like I said earlier, by that same logic, when a dude be like, okay, yeah, I'll be your friend. And in the back of his mind, he'd be thinking, yeah, I'm going to try to hit. Women already know that, because think about it, right? Let's think about it. What's the one thing that black women say all the time about this one specific word? Intuition.
And women's intuition, they got it.
Exactly. And that's my point. They know from jump, they know. I'm telling you.
You know what? If y'all don't think y'all have intuition as well,
I'm not saying we don't.
I'm not saying we don't.
I'm not saying we don't. I'm just saying that women tap into that intuition a lot more than we do as men.
I mean, you got intuition too, dog. You know when a woman's trying to play you. You know when somebody, somebody come up to you, be like, oh, well, I know girlfriend knows what she wants. What we're trying to say is the women, they understand that too. So if they say, hey, I got a dude, but you can still be my friend, and the dude be like, okay, cool, she already know. But you know what it is at that point.
But that's game. Mm-hmm. That's game just as well as you trying to game her.
Exactly. But
here's the problem. Here's the problem about the game, bro. You lose until she allow you to win.
Mm-hmm.
She's winning the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
So what if it's the other direction? Is all I'm saying. That they're not in complete control of the friend zone. Is what I'm saying.
They're not.
No, that was my point, Doc. That was my point. That we as men are the reason why there's a friend zone. Because if we came to a chick and was like, "Yo, sweetheart, I'm feeling you," blah 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 blah, and she'd be like, "No, I'm with somebody. All I want is a friend," and we say, oh, "Okay, well, it was very nice meeting you. Take care of yourself," and we walk the heck off. That kills the friend zone right there. And if we consistently do it, but see, the thing is, and I'm finna get in some tall cotton. I'm finna get in some tall cotton. We finna go. I'm finna go there because
I don't like cotton.
Because women control access to sex and access to who's born, right? Men control access to marriage and relationships, right? I'm not mad at this woman for leveraging her full control over her body, right? But at the same token, a woman can't be mad at me for leveraging my full control over the start of a relationship. And granted, I got it. It takes two for a relationship to work. But me as a man, I basically have control over who I'm gonna get in a relationship with or not.
Now you already know how I feel about this. This one I'm gonna say taller than my
I told y'all I was going there.
This one ain't. I don't agree with that one. You know
okay.
What I mean? And we kind of talked about it before, but I'm gonna let Doc go. Doc itching to talk about this. I can say this.
Man, I want to actually hear your perspective again, but okay. I will say this. I will say, wow. All right, so the perspective of us having control over the marriage piece and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that we have that much control over it, or necessarily that it's one way or the other. If it's male or female that has control over that,
right?
Because you see, in different ways, a man will go so far to be with a woman, even to marry her, and you got dudes that are run the opposite direction at any sight of commitment.
Mm-hmm.
So. I guess in some sense, what you're saying is that women won't get married if the man does not.
Absolutely, that's exactly what I'm saying.
I don't agree, man.
Okay, so here I'm gonna give it to you like this, right?
Wow.
Can you have access to a woman's body without her approval?
No. Yeah, but you'll find yourself in the county jail.
I'm not talking about the R word. I'm not talking about the R word. I'm talking under normal circumstances. And please, we won't be using the R word on the podcast. But I'm talking that's like crazy, under normal circumstances. Can you have access to a woman's body without her permission?
No.
Can a woman have access to a man's body?
Let me get there, Doc. Let me get there. So. So to go along with that, who does most of the pursuing?
We do.
That's okay. That's typically
exactly. So let's keep going with this, right? If you got a girl pregnant, right? But you like, yo, I want my child, I want to keep the baby, and she says, nope, I'm going to do something about it. What control do we have as men in that situation?
None.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that same coin, if you like, yo, I ain't trying to have no kids, I ain't ready, and she like, yo, I'm having a baby, and it is what it is. What control do we have there?
None.
Now let's get to the other side of the same argument, right?
Bruh, stop doing this, bruh. You trying to make it. You actually these questions you know the answer to. Come on.
They're all rhetorical.
We finna go there. But
he is leading us. He is leading us down that path, man.
Let's get to the flip side of it, right? All right, so nowadays most women are saying, I want a man that makes over $100,000 a year, 6 feet or taller, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, right? They have this laundry list of stuff that men have to have going on in order for them to want to be with them, right? Say I got a litany of 50 females, all of them trying to get at me. Who now controls who gets in that relationship?
I mean, isn't that always your choice, though?
But I'm saying, what I'm saying is that
you to a certain extent, and you know, you're right. You get to choose who you want,
right?
But you're gonna choose the one that fits you the most. You're not just gonna go out there and be like, you know what, I'm just gonna pick. You know what I mean? So and on a
come on with it, Mitch. Come on with it, Mitch. Come on with it.
But on the flip side of what you're saying though is. That female that is really into you is choosing to do so. Like she's really feel like she can just be like, you know what, I'm just gonna go after this dude's money. But you can kind of, we just talked about intuition, you kind of know that, right? But if this lady is really genuinely trying to be in a relationship with you, she's choosing to do so as well. So you know what I'm saying? So I don't it's both sides.
It's not.
It is
because a woman could want me into the end of the earth, but if I'm like, yo, I ain't trying to get with you, I now control access to that relationship the same way with marriage. Now, after you get together, I agree with you fellas 100%. It takes two in order to make that relationship work. But the initial start of a relationship, we as men have all the control there.
The initial start of a relationship.
We have all the control there.
Explain initially. What are you talking about?
So I'm going out to find somebody I want to get with, right? She want me, I want her, but it's always who is it normally that's saying, hey, what are we? And who's asking who?
I hate your question. That's fine.
Same thing with marriage. I'm telling y'all, brother. Same thing with marriage. A woman could look at DMX's fiance. Left with nothing, right? Because X held the keys to their marriage. Same thing with Nelly and the chick that he was with, that was with Floyd Mayweather. Neither one of them wanted to marry her. She didn't get married, but she stuck around. We own the keys to those situations.
Yeah, but she chose to stick around. She could have left.
She could have.
And if he had left, then who had control then? She's gone.
Then that's fine. That's fine. But who controlled the keys to those marriages?
Man, you talking about DMX and Nelly, bro? They probably locked their chick in the closet anyway, bro. She probably could do.
Wow.
I'm just joking, bro. It's all light talk, bro. It's all light talk.
Oh my God,
man. Yo, well, how did we get here, bro? Nobody told you to go jump.
No, that was where we were supposed to be. That's
it's good. It's good.
No. It's wonderful, man. This is great, man. Nothing better than sitting down, man, and conversing, man, with my brothers, man. But I was like, as soon as he said, man, I'm about to go in some deep cotton, I was like, all right, man, all right. Go ahead, man. Y'all continue the argument. I'm gonna sit here and make faces.
You know, man, I did see this I saw it on Facebook. What his lady had posted that women control who they have sex with, and then in the comments, a guy said, "That's all great, but men controls who we marry, or who gets married." Some to that extent,
right?
And I get it. You know what I mean? Like I understand where you're coming from, man. I don't necessarily agree, because I do agree to a certain extent. I wouldn't say I don't necessarily agree, but I don't think men controls the marriage. Let's say you're deeply heads over heels in love with this female, and you get down on that traditional one knee, like we're supposed to do, and you say, "Hey, would you marry me?" And the chick says no.
For me, the relationship is over.
I agree with you on
that. But again,
but who's going to? She already told us she didn't want to be married to you. So she just basically just told you, "Hey, man, no, it's not what I want."
Exactly. But when she goes to find who she wants, right? Who again controls whether or not they're going to marry her?
Man,
Okay,
come
yeah,
on,
you know what,
stop
man?
with the scenarios, bro.
No, so
She met another woman, bro.
but hold up, man. You know what? I hate to say it, man, but Eric he's 100% correct. In the scenarios that he is posing towards
That's because he bombarded you with those questions. You had to answer. You had to agree.
You know, so it's like,
you weren't ready for this.
But it's the truth. But it's the truth.
But yo, it is there, yo. So the initial start to the relationship, yeah, you could be kicking it, going out, having a good time, man, holding hands, skipping, all that great stuff, man. But when you get that question, right? Because with us, I mean, yo, typically, man, we're not gonna be, that's my girlfriend, or that's my late, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm kicking it. You know what I mean? With particular person until you're placed in that situation where she's like, yo, and we are, you know what I'm saying? So in that regard, yes, we're the ones that says, yeah, you're my girl, or you're my lady, or partner, or whatever.
Oh, here come Doc. Come on with it, Doc. Come on.
So there's a philosophy behind this, and to some extent, okay, because of our culture, we have chosen as men to say we're the ones that's going to ask those questions. Will you marry me? Blah 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 blah. So on the other side of that, I agree with Mitch as well when he said a woman can also say no to that. So when we talk about because we were talking about the control of marriage. So your question was who controls, I think you said something to the extent of someone controlling the
initial.
The initial.
Right.
Yeah, the initial.
Why is that not the initial could be your initial contact when you see her, because you have to be attracted to something to get there.
That's why I actually explained initial, because I know where you're going, but go ahead.
Yeah. So if I initially see her and I'm attracted to her,
right,
then are you saying then we're just that control that you're talking about? We're just that start.
So there's a couple different levels of control when it comes to that, right? So the initial approach, we have the control of the initial approach, right? Then it goes to her whether or not she wants to accept our initial approach, right? But when it comes to, we for real together, we're in a relationship, or, we're getting ready to get married, men have all the control behind that, all of it. Because
you could be easily pressured though, bro.
Says who?
Hey man,
real talk. Like real talk. Says who? Real talk. Name somebody with a backbone that's been pressured into doing something that they didn't already want to do. Case in point.
Don't caveat it with a backbone.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna use me. I'm gonna use me specifically, right? When me and the wife first got back together, right? Yeah, I know y'all remember, and we was kind of shacking up. You know what I'm saying? How many times did I hear from y'all? You need to go ahead and make an honest woman out of her. She done came back, make an honest woman out of her. How many times did y'all say that to me?
That's because you wouldn't stop talking about it, bro. Like you had to stop talking about it.
But let me finish. But the thing is, we talked about that for probably 2.5 years. And I'm like, yo, we're going to get married when we get married. Then finally I was like, all right, man, we finna get remarried. Y'all was on my head about it.
Yeah, bro. But it's kind of where you wanted to be though. Because if you didn't want to be there, you wouldn't have been in that position. And on top of that, if she wasn't making you happy, you wouldn't have kept talking about, hey man, she did this today. You'd be like, damn, bro, just marry her already, bro, because that's the only person you talk about.
But the thing is, Mitch, what I'm saying is that y'all was on my head for like 2.5 years about it when I was ready to Doc's point, he said that people have been pressured. What I'm saying is y'all was on my head, like, bruh, you bugging. And I'm
I
like,
think it's talking about the other side.
and I was singing a song. No, no, no.
I think it's talking about the other side though. Like, you know, if you guys are out, let's say you and your girlfriend are out,
right,
and her friends are there. She's like, "Oh, I didn't know you had a dude." And she'd be like, "Oh yeah, this is my boyfriend." But y'all haven't established anything. She's like, "Oh, that's my boyfriend right there."
mm-hmm.
So you don't
Run.
feel like you're pressured at that point to be like, "Well, damn, I guess I am a boyfriend."
No.
Run.
To a certain extent, you are.
I said run.
What? To a certain extent, you are kind of pressured. I mean, y'all can talk about it later and be like, "Hey, man, look, I want to appreciate you calling me your boyfriend. That's gonna turn into some whole the relationship gonna be controlled by her." I'm out. So if you don't be my boyfriend, then it's a wrap.
Okay.
We've been together for 2 years now, and I'm not your boyfriend.
So
you're not my girlfriend. No,
go ahead and say it, Mitch. Come on, dog. You're right there. Just go ahead and say it.
Say what? What do you want me to say?
Who controls access to relationships?
Both.
I think it's both. Yeah, I'm still on both. I'm still on both. And
hey, man, off subject though, man. Yo, Mitch, point at the camera one more time, man. And just slow. Nah, just, that point that you get, bro. Don't, he had that Don King finger, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, only in America, bro. You know what I'm saying? I know it was all, I'm sorry, Doc. Go ahead, man. I saw that finger, bro. I was like, woo! You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
What I'm saying is that a woman can say all she want. Well, this is what I want, and I want a relationship, and I want this, and this. And a dude can be like, I'm good.
But it's the same as the other way around.
It's the same, yeah.
The dude can tell the chick the same thing. Like, hey man, I'm feeling you. You know what I'm saying? I love everything about you. I love how you carry yourself. Hey, let's go ahead and make this official. She'd be like, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to get married.
Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. Like, it just depends on who says it first.
Yeah.
Hey man,
that's a very valid point.
Yeah, I think we just talked out in the circles because it's like at one point, man. I was on board with you, young. You know what I'm saying? Word of my mother. And then the more the what ifs started coming out, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I think, we say it all the time, man. Met TC is the damn answer to everything, right? Seriously. This is one of those situations, bro, where it's just like, it really, really it depends based off of the situation.
I'm gonna stand on it. I don't think it depends. I'm gonna stand on it. I don't think it depends.
I don't think it depends. I think it is both people coming to an agreement to figure out what they want to do. And at one point in time, one may go one way and one may go the other way. But I'm not saying it's the man that chooses to, hey, you know what, this relationship over because I don't want to be in it. You know what I mean? Or it could be the lady could be like, you know what, I'm tired of that. I don't want to be in it no more. And
we can talk about divorce stacks on another episode because this ain't talking
about divorce. Now. We ain't want to talk about that. We're just talking about the relationship. Who control even the sex part. You're saying women control sex or whatever. Listen,
absolutely.
Women want it just like men. So you go out on a date with a lady. When you go out on a date with a lady, you go back to your spot or whatever, and she decides, you know what? I'm going to the bathroom and I'm going to come out, you know what I mean? And I'm going to let this dude know what's up. The dude will be like, nah, man, I'm good. I don't know what dude that is, but I'm just saying some dudes will be like, nah, man, I'm good.
I ain't met him yet, bro. I ain't met him yet.
It could happen. That's what I'm saying. So, I mean, a man can control
I mean, those of us with some extra game in a situation like that no, I'm just joking. Let me stop. I'm married as hell. My wife will fuck around and she'll mess around and punch me over the head. I'm joking. Baby, I'm joking. I'm sorry. I'm joking.
Facts, bro.
But fellas,
equally controlled.
I still stand on it. But it's all right, man. Like, I think this is important. Right. I think this is important to show too, is that just because we don't necessarily agree on everything, man, we men and we on code. You know what I'm saying? Just because I don't agree with you today, don't mean if you call me tomorrow, I'm like, nah, Mitch don't agree with me. And I think this is a part of what we need to show, man. Like, we can agree to disagree and still laugh and joke about it.
No doubt.
That's always gonna be with us, man. This is the first time we didn't come to an agreement on something.
Yeah, definitely.
And we still sitting here today laughing and joking. So it ain't gonna ever stop. It ain't gonna ever stop.
For sure, man. So we've been at it for a little while. And I think I talked too much this podcast, but it is what it is.
I feel like you was passionate behind this. This is your baby right here, man.
He said, "I got control."
Right.
Yo, man, the eye. He's like crazy.
All right, so Doc, man, what you got for the people, fella?
Oh man, you put me on the spot again. Dang. y'all can get me at Doc.Brown11 on Instagram and Dwayne.Brown PhD on Facebook.
For sure. Mitch, what you got for the people, fella?
You can catch me on Instagram, man. Special Agent P. Again, I appreciate you guys listening, man.
For sure. S. Dot, what you got, fella?
Hey, man, I keep it simple, right? You can catch me on all platforms, Sharod.Lane. Yeah, that's Facebook, Instagram. I still don't know how to use Instagram, but, we working through it.
Well, you're the youngest, oldest dude I've met in my life.
Hey, back.
Hey, man, y'all know it's past my bedtime already, bro.
Hey, Eric, before we sign off, man, talk to us about this homework, man. What we got to do?
All right, so for the next show, right, either a close female friend or your significant other, whichever one you prefer to use. We're gonna talk about the friend zone again, and then we're gonna bring them in on what they think about whether or not they control access to sex and procreation, and men control access to relationships and marriage.
All right, so I'm gonna say this, ladies, if y'all could, fellas, anybody who want to comment, please make your comments so we can get your feedback on this as well, because I think we definitely need to reattack this one.
For sure. So as always, I'm DJ_YM4 on Instagram. I'm one half of the Sophisticated Spark podcast. You can Google us. We on Twitch. No, we're not Twitch yet, but we on TikTok, Instagram. We're everywhere. Also, if you're trying to get a hold of the show, you can reach Parallel Legacies at info.parallellegaciespodcast@gmail.com. We also got the Parallel Legacies Instagram page, and that's Parallel Legacies Podcast. Then we got the Parallel Legacies group and the Parallel Legacies page on Facebook. So, fellas, I'm telling y'all, man. I'm telling y'all, man. This is gonna be the next show. Gonna be a good one, man. I'm gonna make sure I have a really good. I may bring my co-host from Sophisticated Spark on, but we'll see.
Hey, don't bring her on because she agree with you, man.
Right. Don't have her come on here asking the same question you asked.
No, man. That's the point, man. I'm paying somebody to come on and speak on my behalf. Everything he just said is right. I'm like, yeah, that's right.
There you go.
Yeah, man.
All right, fellas. Well, y'all got anything else for the people, man?
Nah, bro.
Yo,
man. Check us out.
Yo, this was definitely a great show. I think we touched on quite a few good topics. But till next week, man, part 2. All right, fellas, we out.